They could vanish in one human lifetime. This is the dark, uncomfortable truth about the cheetah. They are sprinting towards extinction, and we are standing by watching them run out of time. They are icons of speed and grace, a flash of spotted gold against the grasslands. But that image is a fragile one, a ghost from a past that is rapidly fading. We think we know them from documentaries, a blur of motion chasing down a gazelle, but we don't know the full story. We don't see the silent threats that are closing in from all sides, tightening the noose on one of the planet's most unique predators. The reality is far grimmer than the spectacle of the hunt. The numbers are stark. A century ago, there were perhaps 100,000 cheetahs roaming across the vast plains of Africa and Asia. Today, that number has plummeted. There may be as few as 7,000 adult cheetahs left in the wild. That is a staggering loss, a population collapse of over 90%. They have already been wiped out from over 90% of their historic range. Once they were a common sight from India to South Africa, but now they are confined to a few isolated pockets, fragmented and struggling for purchase in a world that has less and less room for them. These are not just statistics on a page. They represent real, breathing animals disappearing from our world forever. Each one lost is a blow to the species, a tear in the fabric of the ecosystem. The speed of their decline is almost as breathtaking as the speed of their run. We are living through the final act of the cheetah's story, and without immediate and drastic intervention, the final chapter will be one of silence. The open lands where they once reigned are growing quiet, their distinctive bird-like chirp, a sound that fewer and fewer people will ever have the chance to hear in the wild. It's a tragedy unfolding in plain sight. The initial shock of these numbers is just the beginning. The truth gets darker. For every adult cheetah we see, a hidden tragedy has played out. In some of the last remaining strongholds, like the Serengeti, up to 90% of all cheetah cubs die before they reach 3 months of age. Think about that. 9 out of every 10 are lost. They are stolen by the night, taken by lions, taken by hyenas, and even large eagles. The mother, built for the chase but not for combat, is often powerless to defend them. She invests everything in her litter only to have them snatched away, forcing her to start the exhausting cycle all over again. This is the brutal reality they face even without human interference. The cheetah's greatest asset is also its greatest vulnerability. Its entire biology is a masterpiece of aerodynamic engineering, a body sculpted by evolution for a single purpose: explosive speed. They can accelerate from a standstill to over 100 kilometers per hour in just a few seconds, a feat no other land animal can match. Long, slender body, flexible spine, enlarged nostrils, massive lungs, all geared toward explosive acceleration. Tail as a rudder, hairpin turns at high speed, ultimate sprinters, muscle, bone, instinct, but specialization comes at a cost. The cheetah is a lightweight, sacrifice brute strength and power for agility and pace. Jaws smaller, teeth less formidable. After a successful hunt, exhausted and extremely vulnerable. A single lion, a pack of hyenas, even a determined leopard can easily drive a cheetah off its kill. They are not built for confrontation. They are bullies on the playground of the savannah. Loses its lunch money, a devastating energy loss. This fragility is most apparent in the lives of their cubs. A mother cheetah must leave her young hidden in the tall grass, hidden in a rocky outcrop while she hunts, sometimes for a day or more. During this time, the cubs are utterly defenseless. Their chirping calls, meant to communicate with their mother, can inadvertently attract other predators. Lions, hyenas, the cheetah's direct competitors, will actively seek out and kill cheetah cubs, not for food, but to eliminate future rivals. This relentless pressure means that a mother's success is not just about her hunting prowess, but about sheer dumb luck in keeping her litter hidden from a landscape full of dangers. The high mortality rate of cubs is a natural, albeit harsh, part of the ecosystem. However, it creates a precarious balance. The species is perpetually living on a knife edge, where any additional pressure can tip it towards collapse. When a mother loses her cubs, she must re-enter her reproductive cycle, find a mate, and try again. Each failed attempt is a drain on her energy and a loss of precious time in her relatively short lifespan. In an environment free from human pressure, this is a difficult but sustainable cycle. But in today's world where natural threats are compounded by human ones, this inherent vulnerability becomes a critical flaw in their survival plan. Beyond the immediate dangers of the savannah, a more insidious threat lurks within the cheetahs themselves, encoded in their very DNA. The species is suffering from a severe lack of genetic diversity. Scientists believe that cheetahs went through at least two major population bottlenecks in their distant past, one around 100,000 years ago and another more recent one at the end of the last ice age, about 12,000 years ago. These events drastically reduced their numbers, leaving only a tiny handful of individuals to repopulate the species. The result is that today's cheetahs are all remarkably similar, genetically speaking. They are almost like clones of one another. The genetic variation between any two cheetahs is incredibly low, far lower than what you would find between two human siblings. It's so extreme that skin grafts exchanged between unrelated cheetahs are often accepted by the recipient's body, something virtually unheard of in other mammals without powerful immunosuppressant drugs. While this might seem like a strange biological curiosity, it has devastating real-world consequences for their survival. This genetic poverty means the entire species has a weakened deck of cards when adapting to new challenges. This inbreeding has led to a host of health problems. It is directly linked to low reproductive fitness. Cheetahs have a high percentage of abnormal sperm, which can make successful fertilization difficult. Even when conception occurs, litters are often small, and many cubs are born with birth defects or weakened immune systems. A simple infection that another big cat might easily fight off can prove fatal for a cheetah cub. Their genetic uniformity means they are all vulnerable to the same diseases. Imagine a population facing a new deadly virus. In a diverse species, some resist and pass immunity on. But for cheetahs, this safety net doesn't exist. An outbreak like feline infectious peritonitis could sweep through an entire population with catastrophic speed, leaving few or no survivors. Their genetic legacy is a ghost that haunts them, a ticking time bomb against environmental change and emerging diseases. They are a species running on a limited and compromised genetic code. The most overwhelming threat to the cheetah today is not the lion or the hyena, but us. The relentless expansion of human activity is squeezing the cheetah out of existence. These cats need vast, uninterrupted grasslands and savannas to roam, to hunt, to find mates. But those very lands are converted to farms, ranches, and human settlements. Fences go up, fields are plowed, and the cheetah's world shrinks. Their ancient territories are carved into smaller, disconnected fragments. This habitat loss forces cheetahs into direct conflict with people. Natural prey like gazelles and impalas disappear, replaced by cattle, sheep, goats, and cheetahs begin to see livestock as a potential meal. For a subsistence farmer, one goat lost can be a disaster. The response is often swift and lethal. Farmers may shoot, trap, or poison cheetahs, acting to protect their families. A tragic conflict, no easy villains, only victims on both sides of the fence. Roads are another deadly consequence. New highways and tracks slice through habitat, creating lethal barriers. Cheetahs are forced to cross busy roads, and the outcome is often fatal. A collision with a vehicle is a brutal end for an animal built for speed. Fragments isolate tiny cheetah populations and prevent mixing. This genetic isolation worsens inbreeding, creating tiny, unsustainable island populations that slowly blink out. Then there is direct, illegal persecution. The cheetah's coat once fed the fur trade. Today, the illegal pet trade is more pressing. Cheetah cubs are captured from the wild, often destined for buyers in the Middle East. The methods are brutal. Poachers often kill the mother. For every cub that reaches a buyer, several die in capture or transit. These animals are status symbols, but they are not pets. They are wild animals that suffer in captivity, often living short, miserable lives removed from the wild population. Beyond the visible threats, habitat loss, human conflict, cheetahs are battling enemies they cannot see. Their compromised genetic makeup leaves them dangerously exposed to disease, viruses, bacteria, parasites that might cause only minor illness in other felines can be lethal to cheetahs. Their immune systems lack the diversity and resilience to mount an effective defense. A disease outbreak is not just a threat to individuals. It can threaten the entire local gene pool and wipe out a whole community of cats. This vulnerability is magnified in captivity, zoos, conservation centers, animals in close proximity where disease can spread like wildfire. Captive breeding programs are essential insurance, but fraught with difficulty, cheetahs are notoriously difficult to breed in captivity. Complex courtship rituals, females followed by several males over vast distances, nearly impossible to replicate in an enclosure, stress, failed pairings, low breeding success rates. The goals: produce more cheetahs, maintain genetic diversity, a monumental challenge when the species is already so inbred. Zookeepers and geneticists must act like meticulous matchmakers, pairing the least related individuals, often transporting animals thousands of miles. Risks include creating hybrids by mistake and breeding from animals with unknown wild origins, compromising future reintroduction value. Captivity is not a simple solution. Many will never contribute to the wild, too habituated to humans, lacking hunting skills, or unsuitable for health or genetic reasons. Ambassador animals educate and raise awareness, but it's still a dead end evolutionarily. Brian V.O. In the face of this bleak picture, it would be easy to despair, but across Africa, dedicated conservationists are fighting back and some strategies are showing glimmers of success. It is not all a story of loss. We are learning what works. Brian V.O. In places like Namibia, home to the world's largest remaining cheetah population, Brian V.O. Innovative programs focus on coexistence. Organizations work directly with farmers, providing non-lethal tools to protect livestock. Brian V.O. B, such as trained livestock guarding dogs. These dogs live with the herds and their presence often deters cheetahs. Brian V.O. Community-based approaches are critical. Some programs compensate farmers for losses, but only if they agree not to retaliate. This changes the economic equation, turning the cheetah from a liability into a tolerated or even valued part of the landscape. Brian V.O. Education teaches local communities, especially children, about the cheetah's ecological importance and plight, building pride and stewardship. Brian V.O. When people benefit, perhaps through ecotourism, they become the cheetah's defenders. Brian V.O. Sao Chi. Technology helps. GPS collars show movements, territories, and how cheetahs navigate human-dominated landscapes, informing wildlife corridors and safe passages that connect fragmented habitats and maintain genetic flow. Brian V.O. Kakomsko. Data can warn farmers when a collared cheetah is near, allowing preventative measures. It's modern science making space for ancient predators. Brian V.O. For every success, setbacks persist. Patrols work tirelessly but are underfunded and outgunned by sophisticated smuggling rings. Brian V.O. New protected areas are slow and complex. Winds are often localized and can be undermined next door. The problem scale is immense and resources finite. The hope is real but fragile. We stand at a crossroads. We stand at a crossroads. We stand at a crossroads. The fate of the cheetah rests entirely in our hands. We have dissected their biology, mapped their genes, and tracked their every move. We know why they are dying. We know their speed cannot save them from habitat loss. We know their resilience is undermined by a shallow gene pool. We know that roads, farms, and the demand for exotic pets are pushing them over the edge. The science is clear. The problem is not knowledge, is a lack of collective will to act. Solutions exist. We must think bigger than small fence parks, save entire landscapes, vast mosaics of protected areas, and cheetah-friendly farmland connected by safe corridors, empower local communities, support farmers to coexist, crack down on illegal trade with stronger laws and enforcement, invest in the science and on-the-ground work that we know can make a difference. See the cheetah as vital to a healthy ecosystem. There are more people in a single medium-sized city than cheetahs left in the world. Let that sink in. Their whole existence is now a tiny fraction of our own. We can be the generation that documents their final silent sprint into oblivion, leaving behind only photos and museum specimens, or we can clear the path, give them back the space and security to run free. It is a choice we all make every day through action or inaction. Imagine those grasslands falling silent. Imagine a world without that flash of spotted gold, without the most explosive sprint on Earth.